Everybody that's joining us right now, you are in the right place. This is a different format for the day, so you clicked the right
Yes.
place. So today we want to welcome you to Life Excavation. If you are familiar with our Facebook Lives, then you know Renee from her comments, but you haven't seen her face. So now you see her face today. And so today, what we will do is do an introduction of what Life Excavation is. And what life excavation is basically for people that are in life transition. They really trying to figure out, well, what's the next step, but also what are the things that they have that are strengths about themselves that they may have forgotten, or things that they're passionate about that they got away from, and now they want to reconnect to that. So we're gonna have a great discussion. I know Renee; she always has a good insight and perspective. So we're gonna have a good conversation. And like I said, we welcome everybody. And as we go through and talk, you can do your comments as well. And so basically, what I want to start off with Renee is, well, what is the unique thing about you? Like, what makes you Renee?
Oh man, I think I'm on a hot seat today, y'all. What makes me unique about Renee? I don't know. I guess you could say different,
Okay.
um, outgoing, caring. Uh, that's pretty much about it.
Let's see. You know, there's more to you than that,
Yeah,
but we're gonna
yeah, it's a lot. What we gonna say? We're gonna try and dig in.
yeah, we're gonna dig in. We're gonna
Okay.
dig in. So one thing that Renee did before we got on today, she did the True Colors test. And True Colors, we talked about it before, is basically a personality test. So you have four different colors, and they kind of reflect different parts of your personality. So you have blue, you have green, you have orange, and then you have gold. And so each one of them corresponds to something different, and it shows another side of you. And so Renee did that, and so we'll walk through like her scores.
Okay.
So I think for green you had a 20, correct?
Let's see. Row. What is row? What row is what row is the green one?
I think that's the second one.
Yes, that's correct.
All right. So what green people like, they like structure and they like systems,
Hmm.
but they also like data and stuff. So for you, is that something that sound kind of like you?
I mean, I do like structure. I do like to be organized. I would say yeah. In between, I know all of them couldn't be a 20. That just didn't make sense.
Hmm.
But I do like the structure and the order and everything to be organized. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. All right. And so then that was like your highest one. So that's the one you had
Okay.
20.
Right.
Okay. For blue, you had 17.
Right.
And so blue people, those are your helpers. Those are the people that's always giving. to people,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they always putting other people first.
yeah. I
So,
should have had a 20 there, I'm sure.
so I mean, that's where a lot of us are,
Right,
because naturally we have a tendency to want to help, but then
right,
we don't have boundaries around our help,
right,
and that can sometimes pull us in directions or doesn't give us the time that we need to do the things we need to do for ourselves because we
right,
always focused on everybody else.
right.
Right. So then you had a 16 for orange and gold.
Is that
So
possible?
yeah, I mean what it shows, and once we get farther into it, what it
Okay,
shows is that you kind of have a balance, but it's one that's kind of more in control.
right.
And the other thing is some of us are naturally one color, but because of life and situations, we change. So just
Mm.
because your numbers are this now, this doesn't mean that this is how you naturally are.
Okay,
Sometimes we pull into places that's not naturally us.
right, right, right,
So orange is more of the people that they like to be, they kind of like non-conformists. They like to do what they want to do and kind of march to the beat of their own drummer. So they
okay,
the people that like to blaze their own path.
right,
Uh, Gold people are, and what I say, they're the get things done people. So they don't want to hear all the other stuff. Is like, okay, they ABCD.
right. Let's
What
just
do we
get it
need
done.
to do to
Right.
get it done? And so that's kind of what gold is.
Okay.
That's what kind of focused on. And so I guess now that we kind of went through all of them, which one do you feel like that you naturally gravitate toward? Like if you could pick one, you're like, that's the one that I really am.
Hmm. I think the one that was helping everyone and just trying to do the most was at the what road was
Yeah,
that?
blue. That's blue.
Okay. Yeah, I would say blue.
Okay. So from that, and a lot of times people that are blue,
Hmm.
they don't take time for themselves. So what is one thing that you put on the back burner for yourself because you do for other people so much?
Oh my goodness. Let's see. Um, I think probably everything. I'm always like, I'll take care of it. I'll fix it. And you feel bad, like me you talked about yesterday. You feel bad just about saying no. Like if I tell them no, how would that,
Mm-hmm.
like how would that affect them? Like maybe they'll be mad or whatever. But one side of me is like, I'm gonna say no, and it's like whatever. But then the other side is like, oh, let me go ahead this one time. But then that one
Mm-hmm.
time may turn to 10 times or 15 times or. Um, but I would say I would be like, I get something and be like, no, I don't need that. I could just, no, I better not do that. I second guess myself, knowing that I know, but just being hard on myself, I guess. So putting myself last year.
Mm-hmm. So how does it feel when you get to a point where you kind of second guess yourself? Like, is that a good feeling, or how do you feel? Like, do you feel, um, do you kind of beat yourself up about it that
Yeah,
you in it?
I guess you could say like more stress. You feel more stressed about it, because you tried so hard. But once you've done so much to help others, you're like, okay, I did that. Oh, but I forgot to do this for me. It's really stressful. I can say stressful. You feel stressed.
Mm-hmm.
And then you try all your natural methods of your oil and your meditation and your candles, and you can do all of them, and you be back to your same way. It's just for that moment. You know what I mean? Like you feel okay
Mm-hmm.
just for the moment,
Mm-hmm.
but the
Yeah,
problem still exists. Yeah, the issue.
yeah. So one thing, and we kind of talked about it yesterday, but
Yeah.
I think it'll help a lot of people because I think a lot of blue people are stuck in this state.
Okay.
It's the difference between caretaking and caregiving.
Okay.
This is something that I had to learn for myself.
Hmm.
uh, Caretaking is you taking on the responsibility of other people's lives.
Mm,
But caregiving is teaching people how to be responsible for their own self.
right. Right.
Sometimes it's a more caring way to be there for somebody when you can teach them how to do for themselves.
Mm,
Because sometimes, and you hear that people you enable other people. to
Yes.
do what they do. Well, not only can you enable people, but you can hurt people by helping them too much too.
Wow.
Because if you help all the time,
Right.
then you're not able to then give them the tools they need to move forward in their life.
Mm.
And so then they're stuck
Right.
because you providing them the things that they need to figure out themselves to move forward
Right.
without you. And
Right.
not saying that they don't appreciate the help,
Uh-huh.
but they can't always rely on you to do things that they have the capacity to do. So it's a more it's a more authentic way of loving and caring for people if you then love them enough to then give them back to themselves, if that
Mm.
makes sense.
Yeah, that's good to give them back to themselves. That's a good way to look at it. Is that pretty much like the same as tough love?
Yeah, and not even it doesn't even have to be tough love. It's kind of you so it's you knowing where you end and the other person begins.
Okay, that's
So,
good. That's good.
so when you so enmesh with somebody else, then
Mm-hmm.
you don't know where you end and they begin. So you it's like all
Right.
blended together.
Right. Right. Right.
But if you know where you end, you say that okay, I can't go over this line. Not
Right.
that I don't care about you, but then I'm pulling away from my own resources by trying to step too far out to get you.
Okay. So could that be like I'm setting boundaries now? Finally, I'm
Hmm.
not setting them, but I'm actually staying with the boundaries that I'm setting.
Right, right, right.
Okay.
And so then, and sometimes you have to give yourself grace too with boundaries because if you're learning how to set boundaries and you not used to that,
Right.
you are gonna have times where you fall back on your boundaries and you kind of, go back into your old habits. So
Right.
don't beat yourself up when you do that, but it's just a learning process. So it's not gonna be a linear thing where you just go from A, B, C, D. You can go back and forth a lot
Right.
because you got to get accustomed of why you need to say no to things.
So that goes back to when you said we finding our why.
Hmm.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, yeah.
Can this cause anger? Like when you're trying to you're trying to do so much and you're trying to be there for everyone and you
Hmm.
want to make sure no one's upset or no one's you just trying to be doing the most.
Hmm.
Can it cause anger for that person that's blue?
Hmm. Yeah, and it can cause a lot of resentment too,
Anger and joy
because
at the same time. Does that make sense?
because
Okay.
what you can do because you condition to
Yeah.
want to help, you will
Yeah.
hate that aspect about yourself. You're like, man, I wish I didn't care about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, I wish people wouldn't call on me so much. Man, I wish I wouldn't depend on me. So then you'll start to then the
Uh-huh.
thing that's unique about you, you'll hate that part.
But
But
you
it's not that it's bad. You just
right.
don't know how to use it in a positive way that doesn't hurt
Right. Right.
you. Yeah.
Wow. I thought this, you think you're getting older, you're having all these emotional roller coasters. But in the meantime, between time, I'm just battling the whole finding why, setting boundaries. I need
Hmm.
to give back to me. I need to just
Hmm.
find the me. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is, as a blue person, you think that that's bad because you think you're being selfish,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
things for yourself, but it's not. It's really the most caring thing you can do because if you feed yourself, then you can really help the people that need your help. But everybody that wants your help doesn't need it.
Okay, now that's good.
I'm gonna say
That's
that
good.
again.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say
yeah,
it
that's
again.
good.
So everybody that wants your help doesn't need it, and you have to build your awareness and your discernment of those people because everybody that calls on you, they just want an escape from their responsibilities. So you have to know when somebody's calling on you for assistance or they just calling to escape responsibility. Because then they say like, "Oh, I called Renee. She told me to do this, and it didn't work. So Renee, it's on you because that didn't go."
Right. And you're like, oh, well, I should have said this. You're not helping them. You're really hurting yourself in the end because you're taking on the load.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then that prevents you from actually moving into the things that you're passionate about. So
Yeah.
when we look at our daily schedule, we say, "Man, I don't have time." It's not that we
Right.
don't have time. our time is divided to so many other people that when we get to the end of the day, we don't have anything left for ourselves. So
Wow. Yeah, I find myself
everything,
saying that. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So everything we wanted to do is like, oh, I had to do this, I had to do that, I had to do
Right.
that.
Right.
And you get it's 9, 10 o'clock. You're like, man, I didn't
Hmm.
do anything for myself.
Right. My time
All
management just gone, gone, all,
just, just
all
gone,
over the place. Yeah.
just gone. And one thing that I had to learn too is that
Okay.
just because somebody calls you doesn't mean you have to answer.
Okay. Say it one. You're gonna say that one more time. Just because they call you. Yeah.
Just because somebody calls you doesn't mean you have to answer.
Well, that's good. That's good right there.
Because you feel like it's an obligation if somebody called you. But for the most part, you know exactly the people who call you that you're gonna have a good conversation with, and the people that call you just for something. So you know that
Okay.
they call you just for something, they can wait and they can wait until you ready to then process whatever they're gonna come at you with.
Okay. Okay.
Because what you can do is you'll answer your phone and
Right.
people would dump stuff on you, and then you won't even have time to process. They're like, oh, oh, I need your help. I got this going on right now,
Yeah.
and they make it urgent, and you feel
Yeah.
like, oh, I got to make a response,
Right.
and you don't. So for me, if I know it's somebody I know they're gonna be calling for something,
Right.
I'll then maybe call them back later,
Right.
or I might just check and say it's not a good time, but I need to prepare myself. So then I won't
Mm,
say a yes to something that they said. I need to weigh my calendar, my day to day, and see if I got time to do it. If I
that's good.
don't, then I can say, well, hey, let me check my schedule. Let me
Right.
see. I'll get back with you tomorrow or whatever. Because
Right.
sometimes as a blue person, you have to then allow them, or you have to allow yourself time to then say the answer you want to, because in the moment you're gonna automatically want to say yes.
Right.
So you got to have something in there that you build in to give you a time to process it, because you don't even, a lot of times we don't even know what people ask us. We just say yes, and then we think back like, what did I say yes to?
Right. You just all over the place. Okay.
I don't even know what I said yes to. And then you think like, man, I don't even have time. And then I said that.
Right.
So
Right.
like you had to give yourself time to even process what they asked you.
That's good. That's good. Time to process, prepare
Hmm.
myself. Okay. I mean, you think that I am doing that. In the meantime, between time, I'm just like, well, I would have done this and it. No, I haven't even processed what I'm talking about.
Hmm.
Give myself time.
Yeah,
Give myself time to
we do it, and we need time, especially like I said, most of the time those calls will come in the time of the day when you really don't have a lot of energy. So you'll say yes just to get people off the phone
wow.
and not be bothered. And they
Right.
were like, oh yeah, all right, okay, cool. And then that's when you realize, like, oh man, I said yes to some. I don't even know what I said yes to.
So remember yesterday we was talking about saying no, or
Hmm.
just not trying to be everywhere for everybody,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
saying no without an explanation. Just
Hmm.
no, no, and that's it.
Yeah.
Why, as a blue person, you may feel like you don't want to hurt anybody or make anyone feel bad, so you be like, well, I'll go ahead, but knowing you really can't, and you know what I mean. But you said yes when you should have said no.
Because you feel obligated, and
Okay.
part of what feeds you is helping. So that feeling of helping does something for you,
Right.
but you have to realize that you can't live off of that. So that can't be the
Hmm.
thing that feeds you, because that's the trick that we'll do. We'll help people for the feeling it gives us. So
Wow. Okay.
we still in there too, so we can't blame it all on other people.
Right.
We
Right.
get
Right.
back from it too,
Right.
and that's why we continue. So it gets us in this cycle. We
Okay.
don't like to do it, and then we do it so we can feel better, and then
Right.
we get
Right.
back into the cycle. We just do it over and over again.
But in the end, it's hurting us really more than it's helping. And like you
Hmm.
said, don't even have to be like people or calls. It's like just doing too much in your own mind, if that makes sense. The
Yep.
mind is racing so much. I what do you call it? You've almost taken in like a mental breakdown. You have
Yep.
so much in your mind, and you know
Mm-hmm.
you should probably like just disconnect to connect and all this good stuff and
Mm-hmm.
meditation, all that. But you find yourself wanting and longing more information and more stuff.
Yep.
Like we talked about last week, social media,
Mm-hmm.
just so much stuff,
Mm-hmm.
news.
Mm-hmm.
Us being in Texas, you like what case done went up today?
Mm-hmm.
What's going on today? What
Mm-hmm.
happened today? And it's so much. Can that be mental draining on a totally different level?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So going back to the colors, so
Right.
that information and wanting to get so much information,
Right.
that's your green part of you. Green people like data, they like figures, they like information, they like to read, they like to research. So they like the intake of information.
Can you be more than one color? Because it looks like I got a bunch of colors going on. Can I?
Well, see, the thing is, we all our colors operate differently. Like we all have each one of them, but
Right.
they operate differently. And so the key is not to say that one is bad and one is good. You
Okay.
have to put the colors in the right place for the right task.
Okay. Because I may not
Oh,
read a lot of it, but I'll sit there and just watch it, and I go from one
mhm,
screen to the next screen and different areas, different cities. So that's when my green comes in.
mhm,
Okay. Oh dear. I'm
mhm.
a full rainbow for real. Like I'm.
Yeah, so like just like you do anything,
Okay.
you have like a plan or something. You plan out and you have scheduled times and tasks to do things. You
Okay.
can do that for the different colors.
Okay.
So green is for when you need to figure out something or
Okay.
you need a system to go from A to Z.
Okay.
So it say for instance, if you trying to buy a house, well then your green could help you with that because your green, you still there?
I had a. I,
So your
okay.
green can go research what you need to do to
Hmm.
get whatever certification, whatever trainings you need to do, what type of stuff you got to do with the bank, so it can go and access that information for you
Okay.
and then bring it back.
Okay.
Um, like I said, your blue is always going to be in relationships with people. So
Mm-hmm.
blue people, like they like to talk and they like to connect with people.
Mm-hmm.
So then you can say like, okay, as a blue, well, who do I know that can help me to get, do I know a real estate agent? Do I
Okay.
know a mortgage lender, somebody that I'm cool with? So
Right.
then you start to look at what connections that you have. Because
Okay.
as a blue, you're always gonna be close to people. That's
Right.
good
Right.
for. And then like I said, as far as your orange might think about, okay, well, what's a way that you can do this that's different?
Okay.
It might be a different angle. It might be something new and innovative that's out. And
Okay.
your orange will kind of help you with that in the more creative parts of it.
Okay.
And then your gold is, okay, cool. What kind of budget do you need? What
Mm.
do you need to cut out to get to that point?
Right. Right.
I need to get my credit together. Okay, how do we do that? So gold is good to kind of be the black and white, like, okay, set budget, let's do this, make a decision, do that.
Okay.
And so if you look at it that way, we all have what we need to have the life that we want, but we
Right.
don't know what pieces of it do what.
Right. We don't know what it. Yeah, we got it.
Yeah.
We got the source. We don't know what. I guess. And what is if you're trying to do it all on your own? Do you think you can just do it on your own without, like you said, going to the resources of a realtor, or
Yeah.
your in-house HGTV where you're doing all the work yourself, but you know
Hmm.
you need help? Where does
Hmm.
that fall into? Where you could just try to fix it on your own?
Well, I think something, and I know for me,
Mm-hmm.
it's my goal can kind of take control, even though I'm not gold. But when
Okay.
gold is in control, it messes a lot of stuff up for me because gold would then um, make me want to do it on my own. Like you got it, or you can do this, or you just need to make a decision. So my goal could then kind of be the bully for me.
Okay. Okay.
and beat me up in my head because like, oh, you should have did this. Oh, you should have been did this a long time ago. Well, you didn't do that and all that. So it'll
Right.
push me around a little bit if I don't know what my goal is supposed to be used for.
Okay. Got it. That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Can I guess another question, the goal and the green. You got
Hmm.
your goal with your budgeting and your credit, and you're trying to put it all together, but
Hmm.
you are obtaining so much information from different sources. Can your
Hmm.
goal and green go together because you're trying to get information from the green to
Hmm.
get your goal situated? Does that make
Hmm.
sense? What I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think what you can do with your green is you could then allow your green to create some kind of plan
Okay. Yeah.
because it wants systems. And so then you can put a plan together and then give it to your goal and say, like, look, this is what I got. This is what we need to do going forward. That's what
Okay.
the goal. And then say, okay, cool. I know exactly what we need to do. Then I'm cool. So then my goal don't have to force itself on me because it's saying, why you ain't do this? You ain't got this together. You ain't got this. Because the
Yeah.
goal gonna wanna know the particulars. And if you don't have it,
Right. Right.
he gonna come after you like
Okay. That makes sense. Okay. That
yeah,
makes sense.
yeah,
Again, a
yeah.
rainbow. Okay, I'm there. I'm with you.
Yeah. So like I said, hopefully that making sense
Hmm.
what I'm talking about and
It's
stuff.
making sense.
Okay. So but yeah, so I know we kind of did a lot. This is just like the midpoint. So if anybody that's joining us, this is Life Excavation. This is a special edition
I'm on the
of
hot seat.
yeah of our progress where we're having a conversation with Renee and it's about how um it's uncovering the better parts of ourselves and
Yeah.
getting the life that we really want.
Right.
Uh, so we'll kind of continue. I guess since we talked about boundaries and we talked about helping, I guess we can shift more into well, what's the one thing that you dreamed about doing and you haven't done it yet?
Oh wow. Mm. I don't even know. Let's see. Your dreams are all over the place. Have I? I guess the next question would be: have I set a dream? Have I said something that I want to do that I have not done yet? I guess that's to
Mhm,
be the first question. Have I even said anything? Um,
mhm,
I guess that goes back to being a blue person. You get so lost in, you don't really know what you want, so you really haven't said anything, um, because you're just so busy helping and doing for others to where you just have not really said anything you want to do. I guess I just go day for day, and whatever
yeah.
way the wind blow, I just go with it. And
Uh,
I guess carefree, but I just don't have a set goal. I know I want to be a certain way with a certain financial standpoint at a certain
mhm,
time with the debt and the credit and
mhm,
the home ownership or what have you. But when it
mhm,
comes down to just me personally, my own set dream,
mhm.
I don't even think I really have just set a certain dream. I
Yeah.
just go with whatever, however the day brings, just let it. I don't know what color that is, but is that normal? Is that
So
normal? Because I'm just
yeah,
like, I ain't really just set, you know.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna ask it a different way. So
Okay.
when you were younger, what's the one thing that you love to do? Like, what was the thing that was most fun to you when you were younger?
Oh my goodness. Let's see. I want them children that was probably all over the place, just doing everything, you know. And
Yeah,
um, oh my goodness. Can I pick one? I don't know if I can even pick one.
yeah, yeah.
Being younger,
Uh-huh.
something that I wanted to do being young. I mean, I like helping people, and I was on this whole nurse thing. You always want to be a nurse and helping folk. But the blood
Uh-huh.
thing took me out, and I was like, "No, I ain't gonna be able to do that. I'm not gonna be able to do that." But I guess one to be so helpful. I love cars. um, so I always want to have a lot of old school cars and stuff like that. But um, I guess that's it. Does
Okay.
that make any
What
sense?
what what about old school cars that you like? Did you want to, purchase them and sell them, or
Oh
did
yeah.
you want
No, I just want to
to?
have a whole shop full, because I guess growing up, that was like the biggest thing. You see these cars, you see the value, and I guess having something that makes you happy. But was it my joy of making me happy, or was it my upbringing that I saw? because it meant a lot to just have something of your own ownership, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I guess that was joyful just to see the cars, how they was made, how they were structured, put together. So I fell in love with those. And as I grew older, I was like, wait a minute, that costs money. It gonna cost me some money to get all these different things. So it's gonna cost me some money to get all different things. But um, I guess that was it. Just wanting to have a lot of nice fancy stuff until I
Mm-hmm.
realized it was financial that came with it. And I was like, nah, I ain't gonna be able to get all that. But yeah.
Hmm. All right. So it's some around the car. I'm not saying it's specifically
Mhm.
cars for you, but it's something that the cars represent that I think you don't have that same feeling now in your life.
I still
And
love the cars. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah, yeah, yeah. But you don't have that same feeling for something now that you did about the car.
yeah,
You see what I'm saying?
yeah. I see what you're saying.
And so sometimes, especially when it comes to like what we're passionate about or what our purpose is or whatever, we
Right.
really have to go backward to go forward. Meaning it's something in our past that we enjoy doing, love to do, we used to do, and then we shifted away from it. Rather, it might have been because, like you saying, oh, it's probably not gonna make money, or somebody said something to us and said like, oh, well, you shouldn't do that, or that might not be what you're good at, or it's then something that we had a bad experience with. We tried it and then it didn't go the way we wanted to, and then we gave it up.
Right. Right. I think it,
But
like you said, as I got older, that may have shifted more into okay, you got family starting,
hmm
when you start shifting your mindset from the material things to what really matters. Uh,
hmm
your life took a big change. They go to shift. See that shift come? Yeah,
uh-huh.
it took a big change of the material things moved into this little girl. Cause I didn't do the dolls. I know it's weird. Hey, don't judge me. But I liked the dolls, but it was more so of uh the material things of the cars and the trucks and the fancy stuff, but it shifted into children after
hmm
you had a child, and then
hmm
the family, and
hmm
then the motherhood, and then that's when the
hmm
blue, I guess, started coming into
hmm
the nurturing side. So the
hmm
selfish side started to leave, and you start to
hmm
be more caring and more loving and all that good stuff. Am I going the right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
So then
no, yeah.
once I got there, I guess I started having different levels. And then I started getting into the financial side, the nurturing side, the mom side. Who can believe the whole wife side? And then you you get to where you're like, whoa, my life is doing something different from my teens to my 20s to my
hmm
30s. And then as you get down, you say, wait, I'm feeling kind of free now. I understand now. It makes sense now where I'm
hmm
at now at this stage in life.
hmm
So my mindset is totally different from then to now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So now what it is,
Hmm.
you have to then start to go back and connect the dots
Okay.
because somewhere between there and now, like you said, it was a shift and
Yes.
it went more in the responsibilities. And like I said, that happens for a lot of us where
Right.
we kind of had a more carefree life and then life happened and we had to either take on more responsibilities or take on responsibilities that we created, for ourselves, but we got away from the thing that we really were passionate about. And so now you get to a certain point where the thing that you are responsible for, have been responsible for, they still don't fulfill you
Right.
in the way that you feel like they should.
Right.
And that's because it's still something that you gave up or got away from
Right.
that you now is like your body's telling you it's time to come back to
Yeah, you like the church, like like the church. Like
it.
I know I know I was brought up into it, and
Yeah.
then it's like I know I went every Monday through whatever. We have
Yeah.
revival and
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
service that lasts to the morning to the night. But as I
hmm
got older, I'm like I can do my own thing. But I slowly came back to okay, it makes sense now. I see
hmm
what they were saying with the prayer and the. It makes sense what they're saying now. But back then,
hmm
it's like okay, they just going just to be going. I heard the scriptures and I heard the word, but they didn't make sense then. But
hmm
now, as I connect them, now I'm like, oh, I get what she was saying. Now
Yep.
I understand it now. The
hmm
dots, can the dots connect as you get older, or
hmm
I mean, or are they all over the place and you trying to put them together?
Well, I think for a lot of people, we don't take time to reflect back on stuff because every day is just trying to get things done. We don't have a chance to stop and just think or reflect. So then that's how we blaze past so much of our life because the past was like it seems so far away, and then the future that we want seems so far away too. So like we in the middle, and both
Yeah.
things are so far from.
Yeah. Yeah, but we seem so close. Right, right, right.
Yeah,
So the
yeah.
material
And so
thing.
like, well, how do we go forward with that? And I think one of the things, and it's one of the things that I had to go back and reflect on, is
Okay.
certain things that I'm doing now or have experience doing that started when I was younger.
Okay.
Then I started to retrace it back to like where did that start? And when did I want to do that? Because just
Okay.
like you were saying, I always knew I wanted to help people too.
Right.
But really, I wanted to be a physical therapist. Like that's what I thought I was gonna do.
Right.
And then I was like, well, I want to do sports medicine or something like that.
Right.
And then it was like I found out I could draw, and then I'm like, okay, cool. Now I want to be an architect. So that's
Right.
what I went
Right.
to school for.
Right.
And then I ended up being a therapist for a while.
Right.
But the thing that I was always passionate about was teaching.
Okay. Okay.
And then I was like, well, where did that come from? And then I realized, like, even I used to take, karate a long time ago. And once I got up in rank, I started to teach the little kids.
Okay.
And I love doing that.
Okay.
And uh, and that was like the first introduction to that. And then
Mm,
I didn't think anything else about it. And it was years after that before I
okay.
had that experience again.
Right.
Then I started to teach kids in Sunday school.
But then that's when you
But
start to find your passion.
yeah, and so then I started seeing teaching was the thing that kind of went back and forth, or it connected with me from my past and then moved forward with me. And
Right.
then I teach adults,
Right.
and so like I got different layers to the same thing, but it connected from that one point, and it kind of just followed me.
Right. Right. Do
And
you?
so yeah, go ahead.
But is it crazy that you? So when you say go back, it makes you think because it'll take you back to you go back, and
Hmm.
going back can be a good thing or it can be a bad thing. Does that make sense? I don't think I ain't have a bad childhood whatsoever, but
Yeah,
um,
yeah,
there are some things that I could probably have done different then that I could see now that could have been a little different. Like,
yeah,
okay, okay. When you
yeah.
say go back, it's like I don't think I
Yeah,
like it. I'm gonna be
yeah,
totally different. I don't like that. I'm gonna do something.
yeah. But what you
Okay,
what you can do, I understand what you're saying. What you can do, you don't want to blame yourself for stuff that you didn't like in the past
right.
because what you realize is the choices that you made in the past were the best that you knew to make at that point
Okay, okay.
because you didn't know what you know now back then. So
Right.
how could you make that decision better at that point? Because that's all
Ah,
you
okay.
knew.
So that's when they say
That's-
you when you know better, you do better.
right,
Okay.
right. Right. So you don't want to judge it, even
Mhm.
if it was something that you go back and say, like, oh, that wasn't the right thing.
Right.
What you do now is try and find the lesson in it. Okay,
Okay.
what did that teach me? And then how to
Mm,
pull this and go forward with it.
wow. That's good.
Because
That's good.
that's all life is.
Mm-hmm.
It's a series of lessons. The things that we don't learn from, we repeat. So that's
Okay.
why things
Okay. Say that again,
continue.
like you tell Kendra. Hold on. Say that one more time. You the things that you don't learn from, we repeat.
Yeah, the thing that you don't learn from. Yeah, see, you've been watching a long time.
Hey, I caught that. Wait a minute. Say that again. Say that again. Okay.
Yeah, so
The
yeah,
things you don't learn
the
from.
things we don't
Wow.
learn from, we repeat.
Wow.
Yeah.
When we repeat them, it becomes choices instead of mistakes. I mean, let me say
Well,
this. When we keep repeating the same thing, do they become the choices that we're making now? They're no longer mistakes because we have repeated them. Or does
I would say that goes to your level of awareness. If you're not
okay,
aware of it,
okay.
that's what keeps the cycle going.
Mm.
you become aware of it, then you
Okay.
can choose something different.
Okay.
But that's when you get time to reflect on it. That's why a lot of us make the same decision. We haven't even realized what it is that's wrong with what we're choosing.
Right.
We just keep doing it because that's what we know, but we don't stop and say, is that sometimes you have to question yourself. It's like, why
Okay.
did I do that? What was going on that made me make that decision?
Wow.
Um, why
Okay.
did I say that to this person? You know what I'm saying? So you really have to, as they say, you have to have a come to Jesus meeting. You have
Okay.
to have a
Come Jesus
yeah,
me. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
with yourself, and really just go through this stuff. Like, okay, am I really where I want to be? Am I the person that I really want to be? How do I
Right.
come? Yeah,
Wow. That's good. It make you think.
yeah,
That make you think I got a whole lot of work to do. But wow. Yeah. That's good. That
yeah.
make you think.
But we all do. We all do though, and that's
Yeah.
the thing. That's so life isn't like the race to be perfect.
Right.
It's our journey to be better, and it's
Right.
different. Because if I'm racing, then I'm trying to catch up with. I'm trying to keep up with everybody around me. Oh, they a little farther ahead of me, and then we tire ourselves out because we just chasing other people. We just
Right.
chasing them.
Wow.
But when we do our own journey, we
Right.
can go at our own pace because we understand it's our path,
So
not the people to the left and right of me. They path. It's my path.
I'm just. Can we be just moving fast, but we're going nowhere?
Right.
Okay. We're moving fast.
Hmm.
We're going nowhere. But we going. We know we going somewhere, and we running and we doing the most, but we don't know where we going. Just
Yep.
take some time to stop and reflect.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't. So I guess I thought I was a blue, but as we continue, I'm more colors than what I thought. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, and so and like I said, what is good to do is take it like every couple months and see how they change because
Okay.
your how it came out today is based on where you are right now in your life. So that
Okay.
doesn't mean that you'll be in this spot forever. So they will fluctuate and change. But it is certain, like you might have a guiding color that's
Okay.
that's pretty much like you at the core. Like me, I'm blue at the core. That's
Right.
me. I'm
Right.
I'm a I'm a helper kind of, but that's me.
Right.
But my blue blends with my orange. So even though I really enjoy connections with people, I also like to do things like I don't like a lot of structure doing things the way that they've always been done. I
Right.
like,
You know.
yeah.
Yeah. Just see how it go. Like I don't want to. Like when you go travel, I don't want a set. We're gonna do this at a certain time. I just want to just
Right,
go with it and see what happens, and
right,
just go from there. So
right.
yeah, I can get that. Okay. Okay.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. So I guess now, man, we talked about a whole lot of stuff. So I guess now I check in with you. So how has this experience been for you? Like, what are some of the things that you learned or got from it today?
I feel like I'm gonna need a one-on-one every month. I'm gonna do one-on-one every month. But no, I think that it really makes sense.
Hmm.
It brings some meaning to my madness, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It brings some understanding to my different thoughts. To where I need to just take time to stop and reflect to see where I'm at. Um,
Hmm.
and it's okay to not to be okay. And it's
Yeah.
okay for me not to be there for everyone every time. And not just everyone, just being that all over the place all the time. Take some time to
Hmm.
slow down because it's probably hurting me more than it's helping.
Right.
But I think also too, when I do pull out that past of the child upbringing and stuff like that, go back and connect the dots so I can find where has it brought me to and where am I going for my future. Um,
Hmm.
I know it's going somewhere, um, but I know that like since I've been talking to y'all and been on a journey, it's been so helpful because some things I go back and be like, no, I remember Jeffrey said that or Kendrick said that, Terrence said that. I ain't
Hmm.
crazy. That makes sense. That makes sense. So or
Yeah.
Mel said something. But
Yeah.
I think that being on a journey with y'all have helped a lot. And it helps you just find yourself. Who knew about a color? I just thought that you just put it on, honey. You just go in, you be like, boo, I'm looking good. I got everything together. But I'm just
Yeah.
a big old ball of all over the place. But
Mhm.
to me, I think it's okay. But then I'm just like, that's a lot. That's a lot. But it's been good though.
Yeah, and like I said, once you can gain the
Yeah.
insight from your own life, you
Right.
can apply it to so much stuff. So it's not like I said, we just talked about, either like purpose stuff or
Right.
kind of like boundaries with people, but you can apply it to so many different areas once you just know exactly how to use it. And
Right.
it's almost kind of like you have the cheat codes for your life. Like once you really can break this stuff
Mm,
down, you can really see it
okay.
everywhere, but you can see it in the people that you come in contact with. So then
Okay.
you're like, oh,
Okay. So
no,
quick
go
question before we go. I'm looking at the time, like
ahead.
y'all say, our time has narrowed down. Quick question. Do you suggest, and I know it's probably the thing that Kendra was talking about, should couples take this color thing? You know, it's gonna be kind of hard to sit down with a spouse and be like, what are you talking about with all these colors? Girl, I don't know, just
Yeah.
pick some. So do you suggest do
Yeah,
you
no,
suggest that couples take this assessment?
I would say it is definitely beneficial because then you see how the areas that you're strong in or that you kind of are more that your ratings are higher and the
Okay.
difference in the two because then you can see in the relationship the things that you might feel like you can't cover or the things that you don't really you know have a strength in the person you with may have that strength
Okay.
so
So we're
then you see how to balance things out because it might be the reason it's conflict is not because it's not a want or desire to do, it's not how you help or how you
mm,
do in the
okay.
relationship. So
That
just
makes
just like yeah, so like say for instance, if a person is green and
okay.
then they in a relationship with a person that's blue,
Okay.
a green person is not going to be very emotional all the time because they're really
Mm,
matter of fact a lot.
okay.
So they're not going to be the one that's going to be like overly
Yeah.
like touchy feely. That's not them.
Right, right, right. Okay, okay.
But if you try and force that on them, then they're like you trying to control, and it's really like they can express their connection with you in a different way. But you are expressing it in the way that feels comfortable to you, but that might not be natural to them.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay. And
See?
this
And
guy,
so,
we kind of extra, and he's like, I'm not, I'm not all up on it. You doing the most, and
yeah,
you're a little
yeah,
extra, and I'm not there yet. But they could
yeah,
just be green, and I could just be
hmm
blue, and that's okay.
hmm
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So we
yeah.
got some
No, but
color learning to do.
that's
We need to learn our
yeah.
colors. We need to learn what color we are. What you saying? Okay,
Yeah,
I
well,
got you.
I mean, we all a work in progress, and a lot of what we talked about today, like we've done in the business too. So we did the true colors, and we kind of build our responsibilities in the business based on our colors too. So we
Okay.
know which ones of us are built to do certain things, and we try and craft it to do
Okay.
that for each other.
Got
So you can do it in the workplace as well, but yeah, I enjoyed it. Like I
you. I
said,
did
Renee,
too.
I
I did too.
hopefully you got what you came for today.
I'm like Mayo. I've been writing, and I I done ran out of pages, but I do know that there's room for improvement, and
hmm
there's work to do, but that's okay. So that's why I'm on the
hmm
journey to just find the whole journey of where I'm going and what I'm doing. I see that it can change
hmm
from time to time, and it's okay to be
hmm
different colors, but I have to find my core color for sure, and then I can
hmm
know what
Yep.
works and blends with that core color. Okay.
Yep. Yep. No, but that works. Like I said Kendrick and Jeffrey, they've been on, so they behind the scene. They haven't been on the screen today, so we all
And I
here,
feel like
but
I
it's
feel
just
like
me.
Jeffrey. Sometimes y'all be on Jeffrey a little hard. Jeffrey, I'm with you today. I see what you be going through.
Look! Don't let Jeffrey fool you. He can give it as
Oh
much as
yeah,
he
he
can
come
get
on
it
this
too
cut
now. So
now. Yeah, he come on in. But
yeah, I
you
know.
say you had that hot seat in Mayo. Okay, but it makes sense now though. I think that
Yeah.
do you suggest that this is a every month thing, or how often should, I think you said that every month to reevaluate your colors or the assessment?
Well, I think for your colors, it'll be good to at least do it every 3 months. I would say
Okay.
because that's you give you space and time between
Okay.
things. But I think definitely that's a good thing to do.
Okay.
And like I said, it's other tools and things that can help and kind of aid with that too. And that's kind of like the reason why we wanted to do this. So we'll
Right.
be
Right.
introducing different formats and things that we have in the work. So this is one
Okay.
coming soon where it's more of this, where to be kind of like call in where people kind of get on and post comments and I have conversation with people about
Okay.
their purpose of life and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And so this is kind of like the intro to our life labs that'll be coming soon. And I'll
Okay.
be doing a life lab sort of in the vein of this, what we talk about today. And it's all
Yeah.
about
Make sure I'm
life
a student in the
purpose.
lab. Make sure I'm in there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're gonna have all that in the links and all that too.
Okay.
And so
Okay.
that's what so the one that we did Thursday was more of an intro to what Kendrick could be doing with couples. And so he's
Okay.
gonna be doing a life lab with couples that'll
Okay.
be talking about, communication, all those five things:
Okay.
communication, fair fighting, trust, humor, and intimacy. So that'll be
Okay.
what he focused on for his life labs with couples. So
Okay.
we're trying to get good things to people in a way that it doesn't feel so heavy-handed. It's just
Right.
conversation,
Right.
but it gives you a lot of stuff you need, and you don't feel so heavy like you've been sitting through like a presentation or
Yeah.
PowerPoint. Like we
Yeah.
try
And
and
like you
have
can
it
see,
everyday
yeah.
conversation.
Yeah, and you can see the
Yeah.
real person behind all them comments. Cause like, oh, that did you know that makes sense? You're like, wait a minute, it makes sense. But once you do the true colors, it make you see. I see where I'm at now. So when y'all be calling out colors, I'm like, see, I can relate. I'm on the green today.
Yeah. Yeah. You
I'm
got
on the
it. You
blue
got
today.
it.
I can relate to what you're saying. Okay, I
Yeah.
really
You
enjoyed it,
you
and I think
got it.
that everyone needs to do it because it opens up and lets you know that it's okay. It's okay not to be really normal. I mean, like just your normal basic this
Hmm.
way the same way every day. I
Yeah.
It's not gonna work like that. That's not how life
Yeah.
works. Just
Yeah.
jump in and see
No.
what happens.
Yeah. 'Cause, I mean, like at the end of the day, we all people. Like that's it. We people, and
Yeah.
we all own things, and we all came from different backgrounds, different situations and stuff. But we all just trying to be better. Like that's really at the end of the day, that's what we all want.
Right.
But we don't always know how to get to that
Right. Right.
place.
Right. Right.
And so it's just it's work. The work on yourself is the best work you can do.
That's so
And
true.
whatever investment you make on yourself is always gonna pay dividends. So even if you
Mm.
spend money on yourself, you can't waste money investing in yourself.
You can't waste. Wow, because you're the best investment.
That's it. If you your best self, everything around you gonna be better.
Right now, I'm still gonna, I'm still gonna make sure I'm all right now, But
Yes.
I guess, like you said, take time to just stop, just stop and reflect,
Hmm.
slow down a little bit.
Hmm.
So it's clear to say
Hmm.
I can just stop working for today and just take this break until my counselor said I need to just take a mental day. That's what we're gonna say. Just go with it. Go with it. Chaz, go with it, man. Go with it. I'm telling y'all done told me I need it because it's clear from our notes and our assessment. I need a mental day. I need to take a mental break.
Yeah, I mean, a mental day is great to take.
Okay.
We all need, and you don't. So I'm glad you said that.
Okay.
So you don't have to take a mental break when you're about to break down.
Okay. You a little too
So
late then, right?
I say it again. So you don't have to wait until you're about
Okay.
to break down to take a mental break. You want to space them out to
Okay.
where when you feel overwhelmed, you can
Okay.
take a day. Because a lot of times what we do, we will overextend ourselves because just like you were saying earlier, we
Yeah.
feel obligated or we don't want to let people down. But you might be at work 10%. You just sitting there on the computer. You're not doing any work. You just sitting there. So you might as well be at the house because you wasting these people air and they look light bill and everything else because you're not there.
You ain't have to put us out there like that. I mean, we have mentally tuned out. I'm seeing
Look,
we see it and we like, what am I doing? Like, what are you really doing?
yeah,
You done mentally left. Your body's
yeah,
there, but your
yeah.
mind is not there. Like you
Hmm.
could be there, but you mentally left. And I know there's a relationship thing somewhere I read really quick that you could be in a relationship and you really just gone. You
Yeah.
sitting there looking at
Mhm.
them and you like, I'm so not here. I'm sorry. I'm gonna come back
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. We got holograms standing in for us at work and other places because we not there. Like
We're
our
not there.
mind, we in the bed and our body just in a chair. Like that's what we
We're
do.
just
That's what
sitting
we do.
there.
That's what
Yeah,
we do.
that's
So yeah,
good. That's good.
but I have really, really enjoyed this. And like I said, if you are interested in doing one-on-one with me, this is kind of like my process of helping people. I'm really, really passionate about helping people get connected to their purpose. That's what I feel like that's what God created me for, is
Yeah,
to help people get on the path of their purpose. And I feel like if I'm doing that, I'm doing what God wants me to do. And
absolutely.
so, if you are interested in that, we will have some more information for you where you can book like a consultation with me, and then we can go forward with that if you want to do more.
Okay.
But we will have that for you very soon. And if you want to get connected with me, then we will have all of that information for you. So,
Okay.
Renee, thank you.
Thank
I
y'all.
see you on the phone, and I say it again today. You are one of our VIP uh, participants. You are always on our lives, and you always have
Oh,
great
thank you.
comments.
Yeah, it be helping me
So,
though. It be helping. I'm like, what they
yeah.
gonna talk about today? Let me get my notebook. And I'm like, oh, let me tell you what they said. My mom be like, they you talk to your counselors today. I mean, you good? You know what I mean?
So look, we try and put the information out there and
Yeah,
make it fun and make it so people don't feel
absolutely.
afraid to
Yeah,
feel that it's areas in their life they want to improve. That's fine.
right.
We're all human, and that's what we're here for, and that's what we want to do. So we want to present all different types of ways to help people, and so this is another way, another resource to help people. So, like I said, it's been a great conversation, Renee. I
Yeah,
thank
it
you for
has. I enjoyed myself.
the time, and we will see you all on Thursday.
Okay.
If you're not involved with the Take the Journey group, I don't know what you're waiting on. You need to get in the group
Yeah, go
because
ahead
we
now.
got some other things planned that we're working on for the new year. And like I said, if you really enjoy what we've done in 2020, you haven't seen nothing yet. What we got
What
planned
say?
for
What say?
2021.
Stay connected to the vine. Stay connected to the
Yeah,
vine.
yeah, just stay connected. We got a lot of stuff to
Yeah.
give everybody that we're real happy and really excited about. So,
Okay.
if nothing else, like I said, change is a constant,
Yeah.
but don't let a transition stop you from your purpose.
Right. Right. I got it. I mean, I got my whole notebook. I think I'll be all right.
All right, well, this concludes life excavation today. You all have a great holiday, great Thanksgiving, a socially distanced Thanksgiving.
Uh,
Be safe,
Stay at home if you
and
want to. Everybody stay at
yeah,
home in Texas. You stay at home.
yeah, and
I'm
we'll
just
see everybody
saying.
Thursday.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Bye. Thank
Bye,
you.
bye. You're welcome.